Right, okay, here we go then, Year 11s. We're now looking at international factors. Okay, international factors is probably what you think about when you think about sport. You think about the big events, you think about all those things that you watch on the TV, and that is what international factors is starting to look at. So, what you need to know, okay, the important stuff for the exam is that you're aware of all the major sporting events happening in the world. Secondly, you know about other high-profile events, so we'll talk about the difference between those two in a second. Thirdly, the importance of the Olympic Games, especially with 2012 coming up. I'll be amazed if you didn't get any sort of question this year about the Olympics. Firstly, you then need to know the positives and the negatives of hosting a major event. Why do countries want to do it? Okay, why don't they want to do it? Then thirdly, know the advantages and disadvantages of holding different level sports events like age groups and ability levels. So, really quickly, just a couple of pictures up here. I've got a little test that I'm going to give to you later on as well. The major events that happen around the world are the Football World Cup, okay, run by the organising body, which is FIFA. They used to play for the Jules Rimet Trophy. They now play for this new one, okay, which has been in circulation since 1972. Okay, it's played every 4 years in a different host country, and it is something that obviously is the second largest sporting event that happens anywhere in the world. Over 172 nations take part, and that's starting from the qualifying process, but then 64 countries take part in the actual competition. So, last competition, where was it? Correct answer. Okay, where's the next competition going to be? See if you know that one. Next up, Rugby World Cup. They play for the William Webb Ellis Trophy. Started in 1987. Okay, first tournament was held in 1987. They didn't want to have the competition originally because they thought it was going to breed professionalism. And in those days, rugby union was an amateur sport. They didn't like the idea of having one competition to find out who the best in the world was. However, it became really, really popular. Not only with countries that play rugby, but around the world. And it is now the third largest sporting event that is taking place anywhere around the world. Last winners, New Zealand in November just gone, end of October, sorry, and previous winners include Australia, South Africa, and obviously England in 2003. So, next two events that you need to know about on a global stage are the International Amateur Athletics Federation World Championships. They started in 1987 as well, and then went for 4 years. But then, in 1995, they decided that it was too long to wait, and because they had to wait either for Olympics or the next competition, so they decided to go biannually, every 2 years. Again, held in different countries every single time. The ICC Cricket World Cup started in 1975, and it's a one-day competition. Okay, obviously if you're playing a 5-day test match series it would take too long, so they have 1 day, 50 overs, and they've again had it in all the major cricket playing nations around the world, and they play for the ICC Gold Trophy. Finally, the World Championship F1 Formula 1 racing. Okay, this is done over 15 races. Okay, although it changes every year depending on which nations want to take part, and it's a very prestigious competition where obviously the fastest cars in the world, they come along and they find out who the best driver and the best team is. They are your 4 global sporting events. Now along with that, okay, you will have also what's called major events. These competitions all look to find out who the world champions are. But there are 4 other events that we need to concentrate on as well. Okay? And they not only are global massive events, but they don't quite have the prestige of being able to call yourself world champion at the end. Firstly, Wimbledon. Held in London, happens every year. It's for the best tennis players in the world, and again you have to qualify. The winner of the men's earns over £1 million, okay, and it's a competition between the best tennis players around the world. It's the most prestigious because it's the oldest. Okay, it's the one that's the favourite of all the players, so they hold Wimbledon in really high esteem. Next up, you've got the football leagues around the world. The Premiership in England, Serie A, La Liga, all those competitions that have got really high prestige around the world. Some people, Mr. Flynn, okay, will, as an example, will say that they are more important than the National Cup and even the World Cup. Next up, we've got our Next up, we've got the the international championships for every single other competition. So it may be something like the Super Bowl. Okay, Super Bowl, bit of a cheat. The winners of that say that they think they're the world champions, but actually only America and Canada really compete in it. Okay, The NBA basketball finals, they're another example of a huge major sporting event that has some finals. Right, take a break there, and then we're going to the big one, the biggest sport event of them all, the Olympics.